Here comes Seamus McDonagh. Not exactly what you'd call a low-key entrance, complete with bagpipes and a lot of noise. Evander Holyfield, undefeated. But now comes the final exam. Evander Holyfield. Round one scheduled for 12.
When I was a kid, we used to watch my father sparring. I specifically remember him sparring with Danny McLinn, who was the heavyweight champ in England at the time. And I remember going to the gym, watching him spar, and just in awe of that. Just didn't know what it was, didn't make any sense to me. That's I thought was my dad's job. We didn't have a whole lot of money, so it was a way out of that situation. He would put us in the back of the car, me and my brother John, and drive around the neighborhood looking for, I called them the biggest, baddest 7-year-olds or 8-year-olds in the neighborhood, and he'd pull the car over, take out the boxing gloves and ask the biggest kid to fight me. And we'd go sparring, and I hated it. I was terrified. One time I fought this big kid, and he backed me up, and he hit me and hit my head off a concrete lamppost. And I remember ripping off the gloves and running all the way home and hiding under the bed. I was suicidal at 8 or 9 years old. I would obsess about jumping in front of the trucks that whizzed by on the main road in Enfield, County Meath, where I lived. Anytime I was near the main road, it was nighttime, I was depressed. I would think about jumping in front of the trucks. I didn't.
Tell us about that. Why did you want to commit suicide? What was that like?
Hopelessness. Alcoholics are very sensitive people, and all suicide is another method of controlling your life, controlling the imminent. I'm going to die anyway. I just want to do it now. When you get hopeless in life, I got hopeless. I saw no way of ever feeling good or having some fun in life or doing what I wanted to do or any joy in life. I had no joy. So I just thought I'll control it all by killing myself. But I didn't. I tried at 21. Took a bunch of pills at 21 after I'd been drinking all night. Took a bunch of pills, but nothing happened. And then at 28, after my last fight, where I was supposed to become the next cruiserweight champ of the world, I arrived back in my apartment on West 75th Street with my girlfriend. She'd gone back to school, and I woke up and I thought, well, I was suicidal at 8 or 9. I tried to kill myself at 21. I'm now 28. I'll kill myself.
Well, I had some bets down for you. You saw some money.
You don't understand. I could have had class. I could have been a contender. I could have been somebody. Instead of a bum, which is what I am. Let's face it.
The thought that kept me alive was, oh my God, I used to stop drinking a month before a fight. Now I can drink all the time. So I went down to the Bear Bar on 76th and Broadway, and a year later I was in my first rehab. I was the original rehab guy, popularized rehab, and 5 years later I was still drunk, and ended up going to California, meeting this group of people who didn't drink anymore. But they were also happy, and happy, contented. They had purpose in life, and it was attractive, what they had.
Did God or faith have any role in that?
God did it all. I had my first fight when I was 11 in Enfield, County Meath in St. Patrick's Hall. I fought a kid named Seamus McDonagh, same last name as me, and it was the toughest fight of my life. He was a southpaw. I hated fighting southpaws. And I fought him my first fight and my second fight. I won both fights.
You said that when you were young, you never really liked boxing. Yet you spent most of your youth and early adulthood doing just that. Why was that? Why didn't you tell anyone you didn't want to box?
Dad actually knew that I didn't like it either. Long after I retired, he said to a friend of mine, Seamus never liked fighting anyway. But I did it anyway because it was also a profession, fame and fortune, like I said, and it was a way out, you know, something to do. My dad had put all his efforts into having us become world champion athletes, preferably boxing, and he put all that work into it. We just kept doing it. You know, it was a week in the country. There wasn't a whole lot of other things to do, so we kept doing the boxing. My brother and I were very good. He won like 3 or 4 national titles, John, and I won 3 or 4 national titles, and we just kept doing it.
His father, Jim, was Seamus's early ring mentor. Success in the amateur ranks led to the heavyweight finals of the New York Golden Glove.
Mike Padilla in the goal. They're starting to open up a little bit.
Yeah, McDonagh's looking to counterpunch him.
Dropped in a good right hand on Padilla. It's a little wobbly, and down he goes for the left.
And the left hand, and he's holding his right eye.
It came from a left hook. McDonagh threw.
Randy Sandy stops it.
All over. Seamus McDonagh's the champion.
This young man attends St. John's University on the Staten Island campus.
30 seconds to go in the 6th. Oh, big left hook. Down goes Coffey. A double left hook. Each fighter landed, but McDonagh with the more potent blow.
That's what happens when you're nice and calm. Your punches flow very freely.
Standing 8. Back to work goes McDonagh. McDonagh got Coffey against the ropes. It is over.
Very good fight, very good.
Seamus McDonagh stopped Cecil Coffey in the 6th.
I turned pro to pay for my 2nd semester of college. I was in St. John's. I did 1 semester. I won the Golden Gloves that year, and then I celebrated for a while. And by the time September rolled around, I realized I had no money to pay for my 2nd semester at St. John's. So I got this offer from Nick Baffy, Joe Baffy, Bobby Barbero, and Vinny Sorolla. They're all from out at the Bath Beach Bodybuilding. They gave me an offer and paid for college, and it was a reason. I mean, I always wanted fame and fortune, like everyone seems to want, and I actually at 21 had quit fighting completely. I'd been to Golden Gloves for 2 years, lost in the quarterfinals to the eventual winner. So I quit fighting and found myself drinking way too much. And I remember one little incident when I was 21, driving in a blackout from some bar I left, ended up way down in the village somewhere with the car. Woke up the next morning with a car on the sidewalk, halfway on the sidewalk, halfway on the street, keys up on the dash, no idea how I got in there. I said, I'm 21 years old, what am I doing with my life? So I better go back into boxing, you know. So actually, my first thought was I can't drink anymore. So I just saved a bunch of money, bought a fire engine red Camaro like James Gardner from the Rockford Files. And on January 4th in 1985, I decided I'll go in the Golden Gloves one more year. I'd already enrolled in St. John's. So I went in the Golden Gloves and I won the Golden Gloves, which changed my whole life. You know, came out of obscurity from being like this drunken horse and carriage driver to being the heavyweight champ in the Golden Gloves, and these offers to turn pro, the notoriety, the TV, I just changed my life, saved my life actually, changed my life and saved my life.
Trump Plaza Hotel and Casino on the boardwalk in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Let's get ready to rumble! 12 rounds for the WBC.
And talk about starting fast. At least he came across there fast. He wants to get it started really fast.
He's freezing now.
Well, he started out well, and then as he felt the power of Holyfield, he went into a frozen kind of look, and he started running, and that one man helped with Holyfield. McDonaugh comes back with a right.
Fans getting behind Seamus McDonaugh. You can hear the chanting in the background. Trying to urge him on, but Holyfield again. Combination by McDonaugh as he comes back.
That's the only thing he can do. He must fight back.
Solid left by Holyfield. McDonaugh comes back. He is game. And the crowd is urging him.
Hard punches have got Seamus lucky, but he's fighting back.
Down goes McDonaugh through the ropes.
I don't think he can get up. He almost landed in Dr. Duggan's lap. That's it.
It's all over. Joe Cortez waves it off. And here in the 4th round, Evander Holyfield has knocked out Seamus McDonaugh.
My last fight, I became completely suicidal. I was suicidal as a kid, like I said already, and after my last fight, I just, it wasn't for drinking I would have killed myself. So I went down to the beer bar on 76th and Broadway, living on 75th and Riverside. I started drinking, kept me alive, something to do, gave me a little bit of a boost. And I found myself in the last days, I'd stay in the bar till it would close. Then alcohol wasn't even working anymore. It wasn't making me drunk. Alcohol was not anesthetizing my fears anymore. So I was still feeling just like that melancholy state, remembering the past, ruminating over the past. I just walked the streets of New York because I wasn't working at the time. So I just walked the streets of New York. I'd always run into famous people, you know. I used to drink with Matt Dillon. And I remember one time when I was walking past the History Museum, and I saw Matt, and I tried to avoid him. And he came chasing, I said, Seamus. So we had a little interaction. And one time I was walking on the west side, I ran into Colin Quinn, who I'd worked with on a play, or his play one time. I had done some production work on his play. And but yeah, but it was sad, lonely, suicidal days to me. In that world, in 3D, according to Mick Jagger, I can't get no satisfaction, you know, and I couldn't. And I would train train so hard for fights, win spectacular wins, knockouts, Atlantic City, meeting famous people, and after it was all over, I go, is that it, you know? So I'm grateful that I was shown how to have conscious contact with this power, which is GOG, which is good, which I thought was ridiculous. There's no such thing. I thought at one stage in my life, when I was really down in the dumps and depressed, there's no such thing as God. I thought it's just some made-up thing, you know. But once I was shown how to have conscious contact with it and feel it, part of my being, my whole life depends on it now. I've noticed in my life, what am I depending on in my life? Am I depending on the money, my looks, my job, my reputation, you know? And all I do now is I depend on this power, this God. And I notice that everything is a little easier, you know. Great things happen. Amazing things have happened since I have been shown this new way of living. It's a new way of living for me, depending on God rather than depending on people and myself. Rather than depending on my own brain, I depend on the mind of God.
I saw a video where you were reciting the words to Paul Simon's The Boxer. Can you tell me about that?
One of the first concerts I ever went to was a Simon and Garfunkel concert in Dublin, in Ireland, and I may have known that. I used to sing that song, you know. My friends sang it, and I would sing it, and but I never actually saw the actual words. I'm the person who knows all the songs, doesn't know the words to any songs, you know. And I was reading through it, and it so paralleled and described my life, you know. Because I was actually in the Irish Arts Centre on the West 51st Street, between 10th and 11th Avenues in Manhattan. And I had done my first play there, you know. After I quit boxing, about a year and a half later, I auditioned for an Irish play called Bobby Sands, directed by Nye Hearn and starring Jimmy Smallhorn and a bunch of great cast. And I got a part of the play, and which was, oh, I'm back, you know. And so I was reading the song in the Irish Arts Centre 15 years or 10, 12, 13 years after this horrible stuff was happening in my life. I just got reminded of it all, you know. I came rushing back, and then I couldn't talk, you know. There's like a 30-second pause, and I'm reading it, like, and then I start reading again. Next thing, one tear comes down my cheek. You couldn't have done that. You couldn't have planned it if you wanted to, you know.
You know that song by Paul Simon, The Boxer?
The Boxer. I am just a poor boy and my story's seldom told. I've squandered my resistance for a pocket full of mumbles such are promises, all lies and jest, still the man he hears really wants to hear and disregards the rest. When I left my home and my family, I was no more than a boy, in the company of strangers in the quiet of the railway station, running scared, laying low, seeking out the poorer quarters where the ragged people go, looking for the places only they would know. Lie, lie, lie. Asking only workman's wages, I come looking for a job, but I get no offers. Just a come on from the whores on 7th Avenue. I do declare there were times when I was so lonesome I took some comfort there. Lie, lie, lie. Now the years are rolling by me, they are rocking even me. I'm older than I once was and younger than I'll be. That's not unusual. No, it isn't strange. After changes upon changes, we are more or less the same. After changes, we are more or less the same. Lie, lie, lie. And I'm laying out my winter clothes, wishing I was gone, going home, where the New York City winters aren't bleeding me, leading me to go home. In the clearing stands a boxer and a fighter by his trade, and he carries the reminders of every glove that laid him down or cut him till he cried out in his anger and his shame, I am leaving, but the fighter still remains. Yes, he still remains. Lie, lie, lie.
What do you think, in the long scheme of things, boxing taught you?
A lot of things. It was my whole life, you know. I was obsessed with it. Hated it, but was obsessed with it. I actually was obsessed with it because I didn't want to get too much brain damage. I can tell you right now, when I finished after my last fight, I could not remember my telephone number. Yeah. That was 22 years ago. But all the healing done by God and His power since then has me sharp as a tack. That's a joke. But it has me feeling good, you know. I mean, I've done plays with 300 or 400 lines. Forgot most of the lines. What the hell? I wing it, you know. But I feel good. I feel I don't feel the depression anymore. Depression is nothing more than fears. Keeping me suppressed fears. They're not expressed. If I can't express them, I can't get rid of them. I express them on paper, though. It seems to be a more efficacious way to feel good.
You've written and directed your own short film about a boxer. You want to tell us about that?
I just took a class at the Berkeley Digital Film Institute in Berkeley, run by Patrick Prewinek and Fred Rosenberg, and it was a life-changing experience. So I shot a 6.5-minute film called Tomato Can, which is basically a tomato can is a fighter that his skills have diminished, or he was a great fighter and now his skills have diminished. He's gotten older, and he's used like an opponent for some of these up-and-coming stars.
This brutal and terrifying sport brings up real love. Can their love give their blind trainer one more night in the ring? The only place he's ever felt like he belonged.
Another film that I was in called Shadowboxer by Sandy Bacon just won Best Short Film at the Shadowbox Film Festival, the first boxing-related film festival in the world, run by David Schuster and Bobby Cassidy. We just finished a few days ago in New York. Bobby Cassidy Jr., who writes for Newsday, wrote a play about his dad, Bobby Cassidy Sr., who was the #1 ranked middleweight in the world and light heavyweight in the world in the 70s. And his son wrote this beautiful called Kid Shamrock, which was his nickname when he was fighting.
Why fight back when it's so easy to walk away? Because that's what fighters do.
And I was asked about 5 years ago, would I come play the lead in the play? I said, sure. You know, I read the play, loved the play, played the lead. So I played the lead like 4 or 5 times in this play. Two things happened at that play. First of all, I'm sitting opening night. I'd never been the lead in a play before. Sitting opening night in 2007, curtain drawn. I'm sitting on the stool with my hat on. I'm all ready to go. And the thought that crossed my mind was, I've been here before. It was the exact same feeling I had right before a fight. It's like, why am I doing this? You know, the terror, you know. So the curtain opened and the play went ahead and was great, you know. And also what happened, I really messed up myself in the Holyfield fight because my dad was always, Jim McDonagh was my trainer, you know, for years and years, and a great fighter himself in England. He would always calm me down before a fight because I'm a very, very nervous type, you know, and I was resentful at him, you know, when just whatever was coming up, you know, at the time. And right before I walked out into the ring, I saw him trying to get over to me. I saw my managers blocking him from getting over to me, and I regret that to this day, you know. But anyway, I don't get what happened, but I just, whatever. Anyway, it got amended. So he couldn't get over to wish, you know, calm me down, you know, my dad, you know. And I went out there, and the first round I just lost it, you know. Anyway, so right before I opened up for opening night off Broadway for Kid Shamrock, there's a knock to the stage door, and I hear a voice. It's my dad, you know. And he wants to come in. The guy wasn't going to let him in. I said, "No, let him in," you know. So they let him in, and he comes in, and he sits down. He says, "Good luck, Seamus, you know, and love you and all that." And then he says, "If you miss a line, just make one up." So he gave me his advice, and I missed a line, and I made one up. So it felt like it amended that whole thing I had, that incompletion with my dad for not letting him get to me before the Holyfield fight. It all got amended in the play. And really the play is Bobby Sand. After the fight, I'm sitting in my dressing room, still trying to figure out what happened. And in walks Brando.
Marlon Brando?
No, Seamus Brando's. Any other Brando? But you know what? I just had the most amazing realization that this whole play and the whole experience is about amends and about Bobby Cassidy Jr. and his son Chris being amends with their dad because everyone's doing the best they can in this world. I know they are, so everyone did the best they could. Everyone's doing the best they can, so amends is beautiful, and it amended stuff in me and my dad in my life, which was amazing, you know.
Anyways, Seamus came out, he says, "You wouldn't think you ever had a fight?"
Yeah.
You know, but now we're working on John. He's John's uncle, my grandson John. We're working on him now. I think he'll be a very good fighter. That's it.
So I just wanted to go out and win the Golden Gloves and just see where I take it from there. Like,
How's your trainer?
I got the best trainer around.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
I've come to the stage where no one's to blame for anything. If it's my reaction to life that bothers me, how can I blame somebody? You know, I'm just fortunate that someone showed me how to eradicate all those righteous delusions from my consciousness, so I can be kind. You know, to be kind to people, and it gives you more fun in life. You get less stressful life. Beautiful opportunities with films and meeting people and helping people, and I mean, I had brain damage when I finished fighting. I don't have that much brain damage anymore. You know, very little. Someone would argue with me, but I don't think I have that much anymore. And it's as a result of God, and not the old. Yeah, I don't just pray. Praying is not enough for me. I have to do the writing, dismantle the construct that's in my brain about how life should be. Get rid of it all and meditate. So pray and meditate, and just be around people who are like that. You know. Beautiful. Yeah.
Can I see you fight Rodrigo Valdez right over here at Sunny Side Garden?
Who wants to know?
Hey, my name is Tom. Tommy Connor, man. Hey, listen, man, I'm telling you right now, I'm an avid connoisseur of the sweet side.
Thank you very much. Gary. Right here. Oh, it's a great job. Your workout was great. Great job. Sorry, I recognize you guys. Let me see him.
Ow!
God.
Good job, Seamus.
Thanks, Patrick.
It's always a pleasure working with you.
Likewise,
You know
likewise.
I
Always
love
a
you,
pleasure. Beautiful, beautiful. Great.
I knew Seamus years ago when he was a top-ranked fighter, and actually he would have killed me in 2 seconds if it was for real. He and I did an exhibition one night in the Irish American Center in Nassau County. We raised quite a few $1,000s for Project Children. That was the group that brought Catholic and Protestant kids over from Northern Ireland during the height of the trouble that was going on. There's a war going on then, and we were able to raise money. We put on.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you so much. Pulled it through, huh? Wow. So turn around. You want to spin the camera for a second? The radio, the TV channel. Yeah.
Sorry.
That's Craig. I'm from the net. Great job today.
Okay, thank you. Great performance.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
really enjoyed it very, very much.
Thank you so much.
It's a great show.
Thanks for coming down. Congratulations on your new show.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.